Hi everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3, and a very special edition, right, Max?
Yeah, sure is. We got Coach Michael Thompson and the baseball team behind us, the seniors.
Can't be any better than that.
That's right. That's right. Always glad to have a bunch of Spartans in studio with us.
Protect us from the people
I
out
guess you
there.
would say they have our back tonight.
Mike, you guys are having a great season.
So far, we've been playing pretty well. We got off to a slow start. I think we started out 1-4 after the first 2 weeks of the season, and I think since then we've been 15-2. We're currently 16-6. I think we have a 7-5 record in our conference, and we're currently in third.
Okay.
This is our last week of the regular season, and we have Greensburg this week tonight at home on senior night, and then we go to Greensburg on Thursday. So we kind of are in control of our own destiny as far as our place in the conference. If we can sweep Greensburg this week, we'll be assured third place. If we split with them, we need Franklin County to at least split. So we could end up in third place or tied for third. Should we get swept this week and Franklin County sweeps Rushville, we could end up in fourth place. So it's kind of in our control right now.
Right. What about these fellows with you? Can you name them or have them introduce themselves?
Remember, yeah, they can just introduce themselves.
Okay.
How about you guys introduce yourself and what positions you play?
So I'll go first. Braden Likens, I play first.
I'm Chance Bentley, and I'm the catcher.
Chandler Fox, and I play third.
Gavin Jones, and I'm in right field.
Braden Pearson, center field.
Braxton Myers, second, center, left.
Gavin Pearson, shortstop.
Sounds like when they introduce themselves in Major League, you know, when it comes up on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Braden Likens also is our pitcher. Gavin Pearson's our pitcher. Braxton also pitches. Taco also pitches. Out of this group, Chance possibly could pitch for us as well. And then we have some underclassmen. Brady Cloyd that pitches, Colton DeBoard, and I don't think I'm missing anyone. So we have a pretty deep staff, and you need that in high school baseball with the pitching rules that we have in place and the number of games that we play in a week. So I think like when you get to a sectional time when you have to play, 3 games in maybe 4 or 5 days, you have to have a good pitching staff to be able to get through that, and I think that maybe favors us a little bit. And sectional starts in a week and a half for us.
Well, it's great that you brought the kids with you tonight, and I know the fans are anxious to see them because they are having an excellent season.
They have, and they've had a good high school career. It's been a group that they've been successful in all the sports that they play, and I think that's important too. I think every one of these behind me play at least 2 sports, if not 3. Braden, Likens, Pearson, Braxton, Pearson, Bentley, Jones all play football, and Chandler plays tennis. And then we also have the basketball players as well. So we have 2 and 3 sport athletes, and I think that's important. And they've been very successful in everything that they've done in high school. And I think more importantly for me, they've helped me really just enjoy baseball. I enjoy going to practice every single day with them. But more importantly than that, they're just great young men. They do everything the right way. They're great role models for our younger kids in the program, role models within our school. They're all very good students. You never have to tell them anything twice. You tell them, ask them to do something, they do it. They've been more than willing to work on our field. We've made a lot of improvements on the baseball field in the last 4 years since they've been in school, and they're willing to jump in and do anything. If I tell them I need you on Saturday to do this, can you come out on Sunday evening and we need to work, or Monday night after practice, they're willing to stay and do those things.
Kids are going to be great in the community when they graduate and go on.
They will.
Be great citizens.
They will. They're fine young men. Their parents have done a very good job with them, and they're workers. A lot of them, if I need help at my house, hey, I'll call a couple of them, can you come and help me? And they're willing to do that. It's just kind of young men that they are.
And it's nice that they're carrying on the tradition from when you played.
Yeah, and I think
that has to mean something to you.
Yeah, and they get it. They get the responsibility. Especially the guys in the basketball program. How they're looked up to from everyone in the community, and especially the younger kids. But they've carried that with them in each program and each sport that they participate in.
What about the future for you guys? What's in the future as far as college?
You want to say your future plans?
Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna go into HVAC after high school, so.
That's very important. Glad to hear that.
I'm going to University of Evansville, play baseball, and hopefully become a physical therapist.
Great.
I'm just gonna go to Ivy Tech and study CAD design.
Don't say just, I'm an Ivy Tech graduate, I'm proud of it. And I did it before we had CAD. We did it with pencils and squares and triangles. Anyway, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Big Ivy Tech. No college, I'm going for operating engineering.
Great.
I'm gonna do something in the electrical field and go get my CDL at Ivy Tech.
Good.
Going to Indiana Wesleyan to play football and hopefully become a doctor.
Congratulations. I saw where you just signed. So,
So, thank you.
yeah.
I'm going to Ball State and study pre-med and hopefully become a doctor.
And you already have your associate's degree.
Yes.
Congratulations. That's wonderful.
What are some of your best memories of CHS? Can you fellows tell us?
Go ahead, Kev.
Sectionals last year was pretty awesome.
That was a blast.
Under the lights, 2 games in a day. It's pretty fun. That'll never be forgotten.
Going to that German restaurant.
Yeah,
that's
true.
It was fun.
Where was the German restaurant?
I think it was Jasper.
Down in Jasper.
Jasper. Oh, yeah.
Playing on that shit, that was fun. Yeah.
Cool.
What's it mean to you wearing the red and white of the Spartans?
I mean, just the kids look up to you. We've had a youth day, and some campers came out one day, and just to see the joy in their faces watching us do what we love, it just really fills your heart with pride, and it just makes you feel good about being a Spartan.
Big responsibility, though, when those little kids come out and see you, right? Yeah. That's good, though. That's good. They will remember you guys, and they'll want to be like you.
Yep.
The ones that are on the basketball team, what's it feel like to run through the tunnel at CHS before 5,000 people waiting for our basketball game?
Pretty nerve-wracking. First time run out there, and just breathless. It's pretty amazing. There's nothing else like that.
Yeah, I agree with Gavin. It's a great time that I'll for sure miss, but yeah.
You guys, you football players, though, you played before some pretty good crowds as well.
Yeah.
That, what's that do for you guys when you see a big crowd? Does that make you want to play harder? Or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it helped us this year. Again, having like bigger student sections, more people out there supporting us, kind of changing the culture a little bit. It helped us and motivated us.
Yeah, the football team was amazing, I thought. And I would encourage those watching here tonight to get out there and see the Spartan baseball team play. You talked about a little bit, Coach, about the facilities out there. You guys been working on that, and people need to come out and see that.
Yeah.
And see what these young men can do.
It's good baseball. I mean,
Yeah.
and last year, unfortunately, our record in the regular season wasn't as good as we had hoped for, but it was just very good baseball. I mean, we had so many games. We had like 7 games that were 1-0, and you don't see that in high school baseball. You may have one, but we had like 6 or 7 games last year, and just clean baseball, both sides, good pitching. Difference between this year and last year is we're hitting the ball better as a team. 1 through 9 right now we're hitting the ball, and we hope that we can continue that this week, going in the sectional next week. Just speaking of crowds, we have more fans at our home games than anywhere that we go and play. It's a different scale compared to football and basketball, but we have a lot of fans, and I thought it was very interesting. I told the kids just a few weeks ago that going back and look at numbers last year, our sectional over at Rushville was the 10th highest sectional in the state of Indiana in attendance, and the money that was made, the profits. We were 10th in the state, and that was mostly because of Connersville people, you know, and once we win the first game, the more people showed up the next game, and it was all moved back due to rain on Memorial Day, so we played in the morning and then went back and played that evening for the championship, and then we played Franklin County in the championship, so they brought a good number of fans as well. But I'm just guessing in the championship game, maybe 400 people were there that evening. 2 years ago at Lawrenceburg, we were in the sectional final, and that place was just absolutely packed. There was no place for anyone to sit. So people were lined up all the way around the field. So they understand when you get to tournament time, and if you win, each level, there's going to be more people that show up and watch us play.
Been my experience, no matter the sport, that we do travel well.
Absolutely.
And that's something that other schools have to envy. That I know that when they see Spartan Nation coming, they're going to make a little money.
Yes. Yep.
And sell some concessions and going to see some good play.
And it's just good to see, you know, in a smaller sport like baseball, that there's people that come out there, and, you know, sure, some people want to come out and just catch a baseball game. And like I said, it's good baseball for high school baseball.
America's pastime.
Yep.
That's slipping a little bit due to some other sports like the black and white ball, but I'm glad that baseball is continuing here in Connersville. Talk about those in our sectional. I know that for some sports, it's basically our conferences. It's
It is. It's the same for us, everyone except East Central. So we have one team with a bye. I may not remember exactly, but we play Greensburg. You know, it's the unfortunate thing, we end with Greensburg this week, Monday, Thursday, and then they're the very first game we play next Wednesday. And the sectional is at Franklin County. Then the winner of our game will have Lawrenceburg, who has the bye, and South Dearborn plays Rushville on the second day, and Batesville has whoever I'm missing, Franklin County in the other game.
So all teams we're familiar with. You do you do a home and home during the regular season.
And like I said, it's funny that, you know, we're fifth, whatever it was, 9-1 outside of our conference and 7-5 within our conference, and it just shows you how good our conference is in baseball. And we feel like there was a couple games we'd like to have back. You know, maybe could have went the other way. Our first game with Batesville at third place, we lost 2-1. First game at Franklin County, we lost 5-3 against Erdel, who's a very good pitcher, but we had our opportunities in that game with guys in scoring position and guys at the plate. We just came up empty that particular day. But since that third week of the season, second week, we've been playing extremely well, and we just hope we can continue that.
Developing, since we've joined the IAC, and it's taken a little while, but some pretty good rivalries.
There is.
In all sports.
There is. I think it's a good fit for us. I really do. I personally think East Central's kind of outgrowing us a little bit. I know a lot of people kind of feel that way.
They don't have nowhere to go. It's a problem.
Yeah, they don't. But I think overall it's a very good conference, and each up and down, you know, all of our sports. I think it's very competitive, and I think the EIAC for baseball is kind of overlooked. People don't really understand or know what kind of baseball is here, but I'm telling you, it's quality baseball. There's some really good players within our conference.
One of the problems, we're tucked away down here in southeast Indiana. We don't get any media coverage to speak of from Indianapolis, and maybe the school's a little closer to Cincinnati. They get some media coverage there, but you know, we're kind of on an island over here.
And it's normally Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Evansville, you know, kind of rural, everything in that nature. But you know, like I said, we have very good baseball teams and some very good players within our conference. That a lot of them going on at the next level and playing.
What are some of the schools outside the conference? You've got a great record against them.
New Pal, we got a big win against them the other day, and I told the boys after that one how huge that is. You know, to me, when I first came into this, that's a program that I really respected, wanted to try to model after. Any success that we could have, they've been consistently good for over 20 years. So we play New Pal, we play Pendleton Heights, play Yorktown, Hagerstown, Richmond, Newcastle. I know I'm missing some others. Anderson, Lawrence Central. So we got an Indianapolis school. We had a doubleheader with them. Anderson we had a doubleheader with. Got down to one game. Hagerstown's good baseball. You know, we opened up the season, first game of the year against them, and came up with a loss, but they're a quality program. They've been consistently good for several years as well.
Yeah, didn't they have some of their younger kids go to World Series?
The World Series just last year,
Yeah.
And the Pearsons back here, they're, what is it, your little cousin played?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Uncle Coach.
And your uncle coached, yeah. So that's pretty neat.
So small school, but
Yes.
small town, but they know the game.
Yeah, and they, like I said, they consistently have been a good baseball program, even since when I was in school,
Which was a long time ago.
a long time ago. Yeah,
You went and play good teams, though, don't you, Michael?
we did. You know, it's a very good schedule overall.
That's how you learn. That's how you get better.
Yeah. You know, we play pretty much all of the Hoosier Heritage Conference just about with New Powell. We did play Greenfield. We just dropped them this year. We did have Mount Vernon, dropped them as well. Yorktown, you know, and those teams there. And that's mostly our Friday and Saturday games. You know, and you don't always get to see everybody's best pitching. You know, it just depends because they have the conference games. I think they play Tuesday, Wednesday. We play Monday, Thursday. So, you know, you're relying on, you know, that your strength of your staff
Yes.
and numbers when you get to those games on the weekends, but it's quality opponents that we're playing, you know, every weekend.
So you're going to be able to get all your conference games in without weather?
Yeah,
as long
so
as the weather
far.
holds out this
Yeah,
week?
yeah. And it looks like it'll be okay Thursday. We didn't expect rain overnight, but our field's holding water really well this year. You know, and again, that's some of the work that we've put in out on the field, and we've spent some money on the field, but it's draining really well. So when we get a lot of rain, there's teams around us that are canceling, and we're able to play. So that's good.
Does the sectional rotate?
It does. Last year was at Rushville. This year's at Franklin County. 2 years ago, it was at Lawrenceburg.
What about locally? Will that ever end up in Connersville?
Possibly. Yeah, I was pushing for it. I wanted it at least one time while these guys were in school, and unfortunately, that was not able to happen. But you know, every 2 years when they sit down and talk about those things, that of course I would be interested in hosting. But it's a lot of work at the same time.
I'll bet.
You need a lot of volunteers, and you know, it takes a lot of people to be able to put that on.
Well, I'm sure your help would show up to do that.
They would. They
Yes.
would. We could find people.
Just ask them.
Yes.
They will show up.
Yeah, they
right?
would.
Yeah. What about after these fellows graduate? What's it look like for your future?
Our JV, I don't know their exact record, but I think they're right around 500, and they're
Okay.
playing a lot better right now.
Good.
They're playing well, and I've got 2 or 3 kids on our team that maybe really kind of need to be playing JV. So when they do get to go with them, it really makes a difference for them as well. But I think we have the pieces available, and I think there's
Good.
pieces in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And our freshman class is deep in numbers right now. So I think the pieces are there. It's going to be a little adjustment, and we're going to have to really improve by next year. But, you know, when you're looking at 7 guys graduating that are starting
Right.
and playing, there's those spots that are available, and we're going to have people
Some
step
tough
up.
holes to fill.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you
Big
got that
shoes.
many that can pitch too.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the key part. You got to have pitchers, or it's going to be a struggle.
Talk about the restrictions, what the IHSA has on how much can they pitch?
It's based on, I won't remember the exact numbers, but you can throw basically 30 pitches and come back the next day with no rest. And when you go to, I think it's above 35 pitches, you have to have 1 day's rest. When you go to 60 pitches or 61 pitches, you have to have 2 days rest. Or I may have it off there, but so it goes like 61, 81, 101, and then you cap out at 120 pitches, and you have to bring them out at that point in time. We normally are never close to 120, only I would say 3-4 times in the last 3 years with these guys we've been even close to that, but it's normally toward the end of the year after they've been going for quite a while. And it's a strategy. You got to think, okay, am I going to just go for the win today? Do I need to pull this pitcher because I want him available on this day? You know, we have a game in 2 days. Do I want to be able to pull him out? And you always got to be watching that. And you're always looking, okay, who do I have available today? You know, when you start out week by week, but then you got to worry about when you get to Saturday, who do I want for Monday? You know, so we've had a rotation all year with Braden Lykin starting on Monday on our conference game and Gavin Pearson going on Thursday. For the most part, Mondays, Colton DeBoard has been in relief for Braden. And then we have Braxton and Cloyd, sometimes DeBoard again, and Taco as well available on Thursday. And then we piece together a start, you know, with those remaining guys plus Aaron Kidd, who's a sophomore, and we just normally piece our other games together.
Major League Baseball is going to a pitch clock. You ever see anything like that in high school? I know they keep talking about there are those that would like to see a shot clock in high school basketball, which I'm totally against. I would have to think I would be against a pitch clock.
We really don't run into a problem with it being slow. You know, there's some pitchers go real quick. You know, and like I said, our games have been clean, and my gosh, we've had so many games that are done between an hour and a half. We actually went extra innings last week at South Dearborn. I bet you 7 innings it was under an hour. So we went 10 innings and ended up, fortunately, with a walk-off squeeze play by Taco to win in the bottom of the 10th. And top of the 10th, we had a great double play to end the inning. They could have scored. We had a strikeout. Chance wasn't able to catch the ball, and they had a guy on third. He threw a strike to first base to Braden. Likens threw it right back and was able to get the tag out at home. And that's how we ended the 10th, the top, or we'd have been behind right there. But we were still done probably in an hour, 45 minutes or so, I believe, in a 10-inning game. So
it's not bad.
I think it's going to be a while before they would probably discuss that in baseball.
You're talking about the restrictions on pitchers. Softball has no such restriction.
They do not. They do not. So if you have an ace pitcher, they pretty much ride that girl out all week long.
That's right.
Every week.
That just amazes
Yeah.
me.
You know, other than they could get tired, I'm sure, a little bit,
Sure.
but fatigued, but it's, you know, not like the guys do. And so, you know, we do our best to protect them as well. And that's why we start in January with the throwing program and build our way up slowly on the flat ground work and on mound work. And we add about 10 pitches a week until we get up to about 70, 80 pitches before the season starts. And then we try to restrict them below that when we start, or right around that, because I know when they get in the game, they gear it up a lot more. It's different than being indoors on a mound. So we do what we can to try to protect them as well. And I think I'm in favor of it.
That's where the youngsters benefit. I mean, they can injure their arm, can't they? If
Absolutely.
They overdo it.
And we've seen that in the past where summer baseball will overuse kids.
Sure.
And you got to worry about kids. Right now in middle school, I'm concerned about it. If they're playing travel baseball on the weekends, they're playing with us, and then are they getting pitched on Sundays and then coming and pitching with us? And I think there's, on my end, there's concern of that.
Sure. Sure. That's one thing you want to avoid by all means.
Yeah, because that long-term effects.
Absolutely. And we've seen that. We've had some really good high school pitchers come through here that their arm was just shot, and so they weren't able really to pitch here. So,
What do you want the kids to do in the off-season if they're not playing another sport?
we work out in the fall, 2 days a week. We can go for 2 hours a day, and we normally, it just depends on the numbers that we have, how many that's not in a fall sport. So we'll go 1 day or 2, depends on the numbers. And then towards the end of that, we lift up until really we started lifting and went through our workouts through about February until season started at that point in time. And it's extremely difficult to lift during our season. And I mean, some weeks we played 5 games a week, 6 games a week, with practice every day. And I think there's certain times where you just need them to take a break, get a rest. Our practices right now are pretty short. We hit for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and get out and go home, you know, get their legs under them. I think it's important that you're able to bounce back and be as close to 100% each and every day that we have a game.
When the weather's not good, do you use the field house?
We do. We're very fortunate that they added the field house for us. Best facilities that we've ever had for the baseball program ever. It has 2 cages in it that drop from the ceiling, and then we have our portable mounds that we have in there that we're able to pitch. So it's been extremely beneficial for us.
That's great. Talk about who helps you coach.
Jason Cloyd is our varsity assistant. Brandon Shear is our volunteer varsity assistant. Cameron Rao is our JV head coach, and he's helped by Colton Massey and Paul Wojcik.
Pretty good staff there.
It is, it is. And they're doing a good job. Cameron's doing a good job with the JV team. I think they're learning and enjoying it at the same time.
Great.
You've had these fellows with you for a while?
Yeah, all 4 years. Unfortunately, they lost their freshman year due to COVID, and that was very unfortunate, you know, because we're looking forward to, you know, a lot of them were probably going to step right in and play right away, and we got right up to that point, spring break, and we're getting ready to start, and then we thought we were going to be out of school for 2 weeks, and then we never went back to school. So they did lose their freshman year of baseball.
That's tough, because
yeah.
you never get it back.
No, you don't. And always tell kids that if they're ever thinking about not playing a sport, about you're going to regret it. You know, you have one chance to play sports while you're in high school, and they wanted to play, and you know it was taken away from them, unfortunately. But they've had a very good high school career.
I've said that to a lot of kids. I'll hear them say, "Well, I don't want to play for that coach or this or that." I said, "Well, then you'll never play."
They probably don't want to play for me either, but they stuck
well,
it
they're
out.
all here, aren't they?
Well, I know you're very proud of these kids, and you're very happy for all of them, and we all wish them the best of luck once they leave high school.
They are a special group. You know, it's going to be hard saying goodbye to them.
Academically,
Good young men, hard workers, good athletes. I've coached several sports. If you add them all up, probably over 35 seasons or whatever it may be. And there's two groups in my mind are special, and this is one of them here.
great.
So I will miss them.
it's quite an honor for these kids for you to say something like
Yeah.
that. And do you fellows have a closing word before we wrap things up here? Don't be shy.
I'm just thankful for everybody sitting here in the senior class. We've really gotten close. We've always been close, but especially last year and this year, we've gotten closer as a team. And these people, we make each other better. We really do, day in and day out. And just love them.
That's nice for you guys to say something like that about your teammates. That means a lot.
We appreciate all your guys' efforts and everything you do at school, academically and athletically. It's really good for the community.
You provided a lot of entertainment for Connersville fans over the years.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, we'll miss you guys, but you see us out in the broadcast booth or anywhere, you give us a shout here and talk to us. And tell us what you're doing and how things are going.
And practice your name when you start signing autographs for the youngsters.
I do want to say one more just about the senior
Sure.
class in general. I may have my numbers off, but I think we have 12 seniors that have signed to go play athletics somewhere in all different sports. And I can't remember that many
Wow,
kids
that's
from one
great.
class
That's wonderful.
of going and playing at the next level. And I don't care what level it is, you're good if you're able to play college athletics and be able to get maybe part of your school paid for. So I think just overall, the senior class represents Connersville very well.
When college fellows are recruiting, I think they look to Connersville because they know what happens down here.
I hope so.
I really
You
do.
think that's part of it.
Yeah, they know it's a good program academically and athletically, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
But it's been a great ride this year, and we hope it's not over yet. You guys
No.
have got some games to come up, some important games right around the corner.
Yep. So senior night tonight, 6 o'clock at our place, and then we go to Greensburg Thursday. We host Yorktown on Saturday, I believe at 11 a.m. Pendleton. I'm sorry, we have Pendleton at home. And we will have our middle school teams and JV team there to introduce them on the field. And then sectional is next Wednesday versus Greensburg at Franklin County.
Michael, thanks, and you guys, thanks a lot for coming, and the best of luck in your future. Thanks, everybody, for watching this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Have a nice evening.